Ask, and you shall receive. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TheSketchMonkey here and my sidekick Rosie. And today we're gonna have a look at the MR2, just like we did in a couple of videos back when I did the front view redesign of the 2000 MR2. So if you haven't checked that video out, you might want to go and check it out first. Otherwise, this is gonna be complete nonsense. None of it is gonna make sense. You're going to be all confused. So you do yourself a favor and go check out the front view redesign of this car before you jump into the rear view here. So a lot of you wanted me to make the rear view of this car. Got a lot of DMs, comments, as you saw on the previous videos, which is always fun. It always motivates me and gets me excited about a specific design, such as the one we're gonna do right here. So this is, of course, the cute little Toyota MR2 from 2000 here. And this car is one of these cars, you know, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's reliable, it's something that's obtainable, and it's also a lot of fun to drive. It doesn't have to have 562 horsepower and a 6-speed manual. I guess this has a 6-speed manual, but you get the point. It doesn't have to be a beast of a V12 mid-engine or something like that to be a fun car to drive. And that's kind of the whole soul of the MR2. It's kind of building on the Miata MX-5 vibe here. If you look at the front redesign, I'm not going to show it here because you're going to have to go and watch it yourself and see the result if you haven't done that already. But if you look at that front redesign that I did a couple of days back, that's kind of course, the style that I want to bring over to this car here. So what has changed from Toyota during these 20 years since this car was produced? Well, I took a lot of inspiration from the Toyota Supra when I did the front view. I'm obviously going to do the same in the rear view here because this to me is a special car from Toyota. It doesn't look like any other Toyota, but it is a sports car. So I think if an MR2 were to come back today, this is what they would take the inspiration from. And I absolutely love this ducktail right here. It's such a pronounced ending to this design here. So that's something I want to try and integrate a little bit in the new MR2 design. Maybe not as pronounced as this massive Supra wing right here. Maybe a little more subtle, maybe a bit more integrated in the rest of the body here. But another thing that we have on sports Toyotas today are these side air outlets here. I don't know if these are fake on the Supra. I know there are a lot of fakeness going on the new Supra. I don't know about these though. These might be real or not. Anyway, I want to have something similar on the new rear end of the MR2 that we're going to make. And on top of that, you have this beautiful, massive diffuser down here. Makes it look like almost a supercar from the rear. Too bad Toyota didn't go with the FT1 concept as the Supra, because that would have got me really excited. I wouldn't really care if the price point would be 150k instead of 50, which the Supra are now. I still think they should have taken the proportions of the FT1 and turned that into the proper Supra, even though it might have been a little, probably would have been a lot more expensive that way. This has grown on me. I kind of like the Supra nowadays, except for this side vent that we have in the door, which looks like a kind of a fat crease that doesn't seem to want to fold smoothly into the rest of the body. That's the only thing that I really don't like about the new Supra. This is one of the cars that I'm going to take inspiration from. The other car is the beautiful Toyota Corolla hatchback GR. Just have a look at this thing. It looks so cool. Every time I see this, which is rare because Americans don't like hatchbacks for some reason, but every time I see this car out on the streets, it always breaks my neck because I have to look twice just at the rear end of this thing. And you can see some similarities to the Supra here. We have these intakes or outlets or whatever you want to call them, some light reflexes right here. It has the same kind of styling here as you have on the Supra down here. So that's something that we want to integrate. Of course, if we want to have a sporty, let's say MR2 GR version, it's going to definitely have something like this because modern Toyotas, sporty Toyotas has that, so we're going to bring it over. And I also love that all these lines here, they kind of point into this point in the middle here. It just creates a tight looking rear graphics of this car. And I also love these rear lights here. They're very dynamic, simple, but very stylish and very smooth, clean looking, and they look like they fit the rear end of this car in a better than regular cars. I don't know how to explain it. They just look like they fit this rear end specifically well for some reason. So these are the two cars that I'm going to take inspiration from, the Supra and the Toyota Corolla Hatch GR, and then bring that over to this little beast right here. Since Toyota's design language has changed so much over the past 20 years, we're gonna have to smooth out some of these lines here and create a little bit more organic emotion to this design. This is very straight. You have straight lines right here, straight lines all over this place, which makes the car look pretty timeless, but it doesn't suit the current design language that Toyota has. So we're gonna have to add some hips to this car. For example, I have a hip right here. And then I want to have almost like a waterfall rear end. So I want the rear lights to kind of fold into this graphic right here. So we have some rear lights, so I'm going something like this. And in between these rear lights, this part right here is where I'm gonna add this integrated ducktail, something like this. And I am going to bring over the Toyota Supra diffuser down here in the bottom because I think it suits this car as well as it suits the Supra. And then on top of that, we have to make sure that this view is congruent with the front view. So that means I'm gonna have to switch over from the front view and check that everything looks correct. So if you look at this car from this view or the front view, you're going to it's gonna look like it's the exact same car. I'm going to use other Supra wheels for this design though, because I don't like black wheels in general, and I did put them on the front view here on the front view redesign of the MR2. But for this, I'm gonna take those black silver wheels, which I think look really good from the Supra, and put them on here, and then of course change the entire side to be congruent with the front view. That's what's already done. So with that said, enough BS here. Let's jump in, continue here in Photoshop. Let's redesign this, and let's see how the rear view of this MR2 is going to turn out. guys, here we are. This is my redesign of the rear view of the Toyota MR2, and I have to say this worked out a lot better than I expected. It looks like this emblem here is a bit too much to the left, but the reason it does that, the reason I'm not gonna change it, is because it is actually in the center. If we put out the center lines right here, you're gonna see that it is in the center, and the reason for it is because it's a curvature there. So if you look at it from this view, it's going to look like it's more slided towards the left end of the car. But overall, this design here, I really want Toyota to make a new MR2. I mean, it is my own design, so of course I would love to see it out on the street, but I didn't expect it to work out this well, and I didn't expect to have so much fun redesigning the MR2, both the front and the rear, and I definitely didn't expect the result to be something like this. I love the way this looks. I like the way we added a lot of smoothness to this design compared to the 2000 MR2. We added some emotion to it. It's more Italian now, but it's also congruent with Toyota's design language from today. So that's it. I'm not gonna talk a lot about this design. I'm just gonna let you look at it and explore the changes that were made, and if you want to look at the before and after, I'm going to show you that right now. And thank you for all the comments, and if you have more comments like this, any cars you want to see, or if you see a comment with a car that you feel would be cool to see a redesign on here on the channel, like the comments, and I look at the top comments, and then I get ideas from there, and then I might make a video on that specific idea that you have. So comment below what you would like to see, and also like other people's comments with cars that you like to see as well. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. I'm TheSketchMonkey, take care, and I will see you in the next video.